All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Hillbilly Think Tank. This is Spencer Keck. I'm coming at you from Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Well, what an interesting day. Before I start, let me just say hello to the miserably happy. Last night, he asked if Kentucky was all Trump supporters. Told him, no, there's many people here that have differing views. So, that being said, give a shout out real quick to my grandkids, Aiden, Abner, Aaron. Hope you're having a great day. Well, the madness today is this. We got a president who said that members of Congress should be executed for statements they made about soldiers not obeying illegal orders. You know, in our history, there have been times when soldiers have gotten in bad trouble for committing war crimes, for doing something that was not legal according to the Code of Military Justice or according to the Geneva Convention, but they tried to use the excuse that they were just following orders. Well, unfortunately, for folks who have run amok in that, they always get prosecuted, no matter what. Think of Cali and his war crimes in Vietnam. You know, this really hurt the view of the U.S. troops during the Vietnam War. You know, we can go on down the line, give a history lesson. I won't necessarily do that, but I will say that this is the way it goes when you obey an illegal order, then later you're brought up on charges for it. You know, the folks that tell you to do something illegal, they always get off scot free. They leave the lower ranking folks hanging in the wind, the enlisted folks. Could even go to Abu Ghraib. Think about that. Did the high ranking officers get burned for that? Nope. Did the enlisted folks? Yep. And that's all these folks, all veterans in Congress, combat vets. They were all warning fellow vets and active duty folks that are on service right now. Hey, remember, you have a duty not to obey illegal orders. They're just trying to watch out for them and watch out for America when they tell them this. But the president said that he can execute these members of Congress for sedition. This is dangerous. But it's really interesting to me that the guy who said this just had the leader of Saudi Arabia there, who's known to have had his goon squad go in to a hotel, kill a reporter, Khashoggi, saw him up into pieces, and we've got him hanging out, being treated with fanfare in the White House in DC. Well, you know what? That, to me, is outrageous. Not only that, we already know that he also had an Al Qaeda leader in the White House November 10th, the Marine Corps birthday, the day before Veterans Day. He had al-Jolani, the leader of Al Qaeda, who now has become the leader of Syria. He had this war criminal in the White House. This war criminal that also did things like had people executed in front of cameras, and his Al Qaeda crew would hold their heads up and show them to the world via camera. But then he gets into Syria. I don't know whose ass he kissed to become considered now a great guy. Have him in the White House for dinner, for lavishing praise on, for saying he's a great friend and a great guy. When this is a guy that we had a $10 million bounty on because he killed so many US service members, his Al Qaeda group that he led slaughtered so many people, Kurds, Christians, Druze, all these people right now being killed in Syria. We said that we're going to go invade Nigeria because there are folks there that are killing Christians, and we think the government of Nigeria is not doing enough to fight those folks. And yet, the leader of Al Qaeda is now a leader of Syria, and Syria is killing Christians, Kurds, and Druze. Druze is another religion. And we're not talking about invading them, we're talking about helping them. Right? So, come on, folks, where do we really put our values? Are we just putting all our values now of whatever despot you are? If our authoritarian says we've got to back it, we'll back it. Only authoritarian would have someone in the White House that had a $10 million bounty from the US on their head until this year. This administration took off that bounty. It had been there for many, many, many years because that guy is Al Qaeda. Helped slaughter our soldiers, slaughtered Kurds, slaughtered people that we say we care about, Christians. And now we're talking about executing American leaders of our Congress because combat veterans there are just talking to other current active duty folks and reminding them of the dangers of following illegal orders. Something ain't right. Now, y'all, we've got to raise up, push out this menace. Come on, quit drinking the Kool-Aid, right? Don't have to be like in Jonestown. If you see that that Kool-Aid is laced with poison, pull yourself back from it. I know you invested a lot of years in the cult, right? You spent a lot of time, a lot of energy convincing yourself that this is good, but it's not. It's a betrayal. Margie Taylor Greene and our Representative Massey can stand up and say, hey, release the Epstein files when no one else was willing to do it, and can say, we're not going to stop until the billionaires that were on Epstein Island doing pedophile shit are put in jail. You know, they quit drinking the Kool-Aid. If they can do it, they got more to lose than we do. We can all just lay down the Kool-Aid, guys. We don't need to be Jonestown. All right. Don't have to follow the cult leader anymore. It's time. Time, time, time. All right. Hoping you all have a great night. Remember, we're all in this together. We got to love our neighbors as ourselves. And we are a brother's keeper. We're a sister's keeper. Have a great evening.